Hi everyone! Today's tutorial is the beautiful little cavatina from Act 4 of Mozart's Marriage of Figaro. This is a great aria for young students, whether you're a mezzo or a soprano. It's a fabulous introduction to singing Mozart. It's not technically hugely demanding, other than the fact that Mozart always requires a great amount of musicality and a good technical understanding. You have to sing Mozart with grace and poise, and a lot of musicians say that there's nowhere to hide in Mozart, and that's true of whether you're singing Mozart or playing the flute or playing the piano or anything. It just needs to be graceful and beautiful. Here we go. It's sung by Barbarina. She's just a very lowly servant girl in the household hierarchy. She's the daughter of the gardener, but she has a crucial role to play in this aria. She has delivered a letter from Susanna to the Count, and he thinks he is going to be meeting Susanna for a little bit of fun in the garden. The truth is that's not going to happen because Susanna and the Countess are in cahoots to catch him out in his naughtiness. But Barbarina is supposed to return the pin that sealed the letter to Susanna, but she's lost it. And it's a critical moment in the opera. So she is desperately looking around to see where she dropped it, whether she's put it in her apron and lost it. So she's in an absolute panic. The aria, interestingly, is in F minor, which is an unusual key, and it's associated with deep melancholy and things having gone hugely wrong in life, which I think is Mozart just playing a little joke, because while she is distressed that she's lost the pin, it is definitely not the end of the world, and it just adds to the comedy, I think, of the opera and the aria. As always, you need to get your voice warmed up and working fully before you start working on this aria or any other piece of music. I would, as part of my warm-up for this one, I would probably, you could do my 10-minute warm-up to get going. The link will be around on the screen and in the description. And I would isolate the vowels and sing this on the open Italian vowels as they appear in the text. Just really focusing on getting your breath flowing and making sure that your vowel transitions are all really super smooth, and there's never a hint of a glottal stop in there. You just want all your vowel sounds to be just as smooth as silk. Pronunciation first, and I'll do them together. It's a short little thing with quite a bit of repetition. So the first bit is l'ho perduta, which is it I have lost, the pin I've lost. Me meschina, me miserable one. Chissà dove sarà, who knows where it could be. Non la trovo, not it can I find, I can't find it. Non la trovo, that repeats, l'ho perduta, meschinella, it I have lost, miserable little one, miserable little me. Chissà dove sarà, who knows where it could be. And then she finishes off with the realization that she's going to be in a lot of trouble. Mia cugina, my cousin, that's Susanna, and è il padron, and my master. What will they say? Cosa dirà? The aria is in 6/8 time, and it's really good if early on you can feel it in 6, and then a bit later, when you're more familiar with it, you'll start to feel it in 2 groups of 3. So at the moment it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, l'ho perduta, me meschina, chissà dove sarà. And I'm clicking the quavers, so you're hearing 6 quaver beats. When we're a little bit more familiar, it will feel more like this. L'ho perduta, me meschina. So there are still 6 beats going on behind that feeling of 2 in a bar, which is a usual rocking kind of tempo for simple arias and lullabies and that kind of thing. I will sing that first phrase for you and then you can repeat with me. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. L'ho perduta. So l'ho perduta. The Italian vowels will all have appeared on the screen, so you'll know that they're all nice open vowels. So just be careful that we don't get l'ho perduta because we don't close that O sound down. It's always going to be O, and the H is silent. 1, 2, 3, 4. L'ho perduta, me meschina. So perduta, the du is the important syllable. And then me meschina, that's the miserable me. When you're doing this, because you have the introduction, you can use those 4 quaver beats at the very start to take your first breath. So breathing in for 3, pausing for the 4th quaver beat, and then you're just ready to sing. L'ho perduta, me meschina. Next phrase. A chissà dove sarà. So you've had these 2 very short panicked phrases. She's just realised she's lost the pin. And then a chissà dove sarà is a lovely legato phrase. So you need a big breath. A chissà dove sarà. And then that repeats. This is so typical of Mozart. In a much more dramatic fashion, the panic is really setting in. So you need to take a really big breath before the next one. So, pitch the s of sa on the F, and open your mouth wide into that R space. And as always, with every breath you take the lovely yawny R breath. That's your default singing position inside your mouth. You're always trying to keep that R space in the back of your mouth all the time. Sing with me now, and we'll do all of that so far, right from the very beginning. 1, 2, 3. L'ho perduta, me meschina, a chissà dove sarà. A chissà dove sarà. Then you've got a new little bit of text, non la trovo, and it comes with a new musical motif. I can't find it, not it can I find. So the falling melody shows the pathos in it. Non la trovo, and that non comes on the 4th quaver beat. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And the trovo comes away. Each syllable becomes less stressed than the one before. And it's just, it fits with the phrasing, but it's very typical Mozart style, stylistically. It's very Mozart. Non la trovo. So each one becomes less strong. Then that repeats as a sequence. Non la trovo, but carries on this time. So I would take a really big breath so that you can go from non la trovo, l'ho perduta, Then you can take a breath because that's where the comma is in the score. So you want to go from the second non la trovo all the way through to the end of l'ho perduta, and then take another breath for the next phrase. So just sing that with me. In fact, do both of the non la trovo. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3. Non la trovo. Big breath. Non la trovo, l'ho perduta. And you can feel that the music is much more passionate, and you're going to sing much more loudly on that l'ho perduta again. And then she continues, meschinella, miserable little me this time. So it's the same tune that you've just sung. And then, chissà dove sarà, which is the text that you've already had once as well. So that shouldn't be too problematic. The tune for that is chissà dove sarà. So another lovely falling, very graceful, beautiful Mozart line. Then, and volume-wise, I should have said, we're going to just come back there. Your meschinella is the most passionate part, the poor me, and then chissà dove sarà, who knows where it is. And then we've got new bit of tune. So this is the same text, non la trovo, non la trovo. And this time our melody goes up, and again you lean on the trovo and come away from the next two parts of the syllable. So, and it comes in on beat 4 again. So the piano part does this. 1, 2, 3. Non la trovo. Non la trovo. So the second one has an extra A for passion and pathos, and the trovo goes down this time, but it's the same pattern of giving the first syllable more emphasis and then coming away from the next 2 syllables. Sing those non la trovos with me. I'll just do the little bit of piano in between. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Non la trovo. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Non la trovo. Then you're going to take a big breath. You can take another one here. So you can take a breath after meschinella, there's a comma. You can also take one after non la trovo, so you would do non la trovo, breath. New quick breath. New breath. And then the new horrible thought that you're going to have to explain yourself to your cousin Susanna and the Count, both of whom are going to be absolutely furious with you. And this part comes in on beat 4 again, so the piano does. So, è mia cugina. So, starts on a vowel, so we just have to be careful not to do a glottal. We don't want to do mia. So, a nice smooth. Mia cugina. Oh no, and my master. Il padron. Cosa dirà? What are they going to say? This little bit, if you put counting as being something that doesn't really apply to you and you just learn by listening, this will be problematic for you, this little section. It really does help if you put the effort in and learn to count the beats at this point, because it's just a little bit complicated. And it does, I do notice that the people that I teach this to who are committed to their musicianship and learning the theory side of things breeze through this, and the ones that just want to learn by ear actually struggle a little bit with this section. So just I'll explain how the counting works for this section, and you'll be able to fathom it out, and it does help, I promise you. So the E mia cugina starts on beat 4. So you've got 1, 2, 3. E mia cugina, 2 rests. Il padron, rest. Cosa dirà? So E mia cugina, il padron. So the ale is coming on beat 5, and that's what foxes people. So you have 1, 2, 3. E mia cugina, il padron, cosa dirà? And then so the k of cosa, pitch it on the F and drop your jaw into the R space. Cosa dirà. And there's a pause on the za part. Cosa dirà. And what's happening there harmonically is there's an unresolved chord. So you hear this. Cosa dirà. And it becomes major in the resolution of that chord. And the other thing that you need to know about that, just a tiny little bit, is that Mozart has marked that a piacere, which means at your pleasure. So that means you can use the opportunity to put a little ornament in there. And what I do is just come down the scale. And then you just lift off that last note just by, just like lifting a bow off the string. So you keep the air flowing and just lift your voice off the breath on that nice open vowel. I hope that gives you enough to be working with on that tutorial. The dynamics are all really quite intuitive, I think. It's all there in the music. If it feels like it should go quieter, it should go quieter. If it feels like it should be loud and passionate, then it should be loud and passionate. That's one of the beauties of singing Mozart. He was such a good writer of music, and especially melodies for voice, and setting text in such a way that the dynamics become really intuitive. It's a beautiful little aria, cavatina, and I think you'll have a lot of fun singing it. I certainly do. Here we are at the sing-along again, my favourite part. With this one, again, because it's an operatic aria, arietta, cavatina, I think it's really great to have some props and to know what's happening theatrically at this point in the opera. So it works as a standalone piece, you know, you've lost something, but Barbarina is on stage on her own at this point. Usually there's some sort of set change going on behind a curtain. And that's why she has this little cavatina on her own, I think, is so that all the other people for the next scene can get themselves together and into the right places. But if you have, you know, an apron, something that you can fluff around with, you know, something that you can try and find. I think what she's done is she's put the pin in her apron strap somewhere, or maybe in the bottom of her apron, and lost it. So you've got plenty of opportunity. The way Mozart's written it is with rests in between the phrases, so you can be sort of patting around to check your hem, and obviously looking around on the floor in between when you're singing. So theatrically, you want to always be facing out front to deliver your voice out front. So any of the bits of looking around for the pin business need to happen in between times. But Mozart, being the brilliant composer that he was, has given you plenty of opportunities for that. So just have some fun. Imagine, we've all had that feeling of having lost something. These days it's usually our phone, isn't it? What have I done with my phone? That moment of, oh my goodness, and looking around for it, and then we usually find it. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial as much as I have. I love singing this piece and I love teaching it. Please like and subscribe, click for notifications so that you get to know when the next tutorial is popping into your box. Also, if you'd like to, you can join as a member. I've reduced the price of membership so that everybody can find it hopefully affordable at the very lowest price, and it just gives me a chance to help you more specifically with some of your singing issues. See you next time. Bye.